Hey guys, it's darthjarjar. I'm going to be coming to you today with the first video in a new series I'm going to be doing on my channel of casual drafts. If you've never seen an 8-player draft before, all 8 players are going to be taking one card each in a snake format. So the first player in the first round is going to be the last player in the second round. Each card in the game is only going to be able to be taken once, and once all players have 8-card decks, they're going to be fighting in a double elimination tournament, duke it out, and see who has the best deck. I hope you guys like this format, and without further ado, let's get to the draft. Hey everyone, so draft's about to start. Heading into the draft, the first pick is going to be going to Top Notch YouTube. Let's see what Top Notch is going to be drafting with that first pick. By the way, not to be confused with the player in the Crown Duel Top Notch. This is another Top Notch, a smaller YouTuber, but he said he already used his name change and didn't realize that it conflicted. Anyways, Top Notch YouTube drafts Zap, A Plays Games is going to draft the Log, and Swagmaster goes in for Fireball. As you can see, spells are very popular in the early rounds of this draft format, mostly because there are only a few of them in the game, so they're at a premium in terms of getting a spell early and making sure you have a way to do tower damage to your opponent guaranteed. Ender is going to draft the Poison after Cygnus drafts the Ice Golem. Both respectable picks in the first round, pretty standard. The Ice Golem, a very good distraction troop to pick up early, and Ender is going to pick up that Poison. As we said, spell's very popular, and he's going to grab that first in the first round. Trainer Nick grabs the Skeleton Army, extremely powerful in draft. Only one person has Zap, one person has the Log, one person has Poison, and everyone else is going to really struggle to deal with your Skeleton Army in this format. Dino Doof decides to pick up the Mega Minion, in my opinion a bit early, given that it has gotten significantly less powerful since its recent nerf, but he does decide to pick that up in the first round. Gabe, what's up guy, does draft the arrows. Now he's thinking about what his next pick's going to be. He wanted to pick up that spell, as we were talking about, spells very valuable in this format. They're extremely rare. And he is going to pick up the Knight. Interesting. It's pretty early for the Knight. We usually don't see it go this early, but he decides he really wants to get it before it comes back to him, and he does decide to draft it. Gabe, what's up guy, a very good player from Elite Gaming. Dino Doof decides to take the Tornado. Again, pretty early for Tornado, but if you really want it, you can lock it up before and make sure you get it before it comes back to you. And Trainer Nick now thinking about what he wants to pair with his Skeleton Army here. He's thinking. He's got 6 seconds left to make his pick. He's really considering what he wants here, and he eventually decides to draft the Furnace. He goes for the good investment building. He's going to be able to put the Furnace down when he's at 10 Elixir and wait for his opponent to attack into him. That can never too bad. And now we're waiting on Ender, deciding what he wants to pair with his Poison. He decides to take the Elixir Pump, and frankly, I'm surprised the Elixir Pump lasted this long. In my opinion, it is one of the best cards in draft. I would take it very high up. A lot of times your opponent doesn't have a good response to the Elixir Pump, and you can just build up a ton of them and win the game on the back of the pump. Cygnus sees the Elixir Pump. He decides he wants to be able to take it out with his rockets. And so he takes the rocket in the mid-second round. I've seen rocket go in the second round all the way down to maybe the 4th round, but Cygnus wants to lock that rocket up. Swagmaster takes Ice Spirits. He's going to be able to cycle his deck quickly. Maybe trying to get just a cheap card, and a versatile card that can go in lots of different types of decks, so he can build around that Ice Spirit. Abe Plays Games, going to take the Goblin Barrel. He decides that no one else in the draft has a log, so he wants to have the Goblin Barrel and have it not be able to be logged. Top Notch is going to take the Miner to pair with the Zap. Kind of a classic combination. We used to see Miner Zap when the Miner was first coming out. In almost every deck, you would send the Miner and zap whatever they placed on top of it. He does take the 3 Musketeers pretty early, but he does have the Miner to tank for them. He's going to try to pick up another tank later in the draft, and the deck looks pretty good for now. So now going back to 8 Plays Games, he's thinking about what he wants to take, and he decides to go with the Lightning. Perhaps he wants that Lightning in response to the 3 Musketeers. He wants to be able to deal with Top Notch's 3 Musketeers. Maybe he thinks that Lightning is just really good value at this point in the draft, so he does end up taking that. Swagmaster is going to go with the Musketeer. Very good value in my opinion at this point in the draft. The Musketeer has really always been in the meta. It's such a valuable card. And so now on to Cygnus. He's going to take the Electro Wizard. Again, pretty good value. In my opinion, at this stage in the draft, the Electro Wizard, such a versatile card, can go into almost every type of deck. And it's really so great on defense these days. Now Ender. Back to Ender. He has the Poison. He has the Elixir Pump. What does he want to pair with these two cards? He's thinking. He does draft the Princess. So he decides that a lot of people in the draft aren't going to have great answers to Princess, and he really wants to punish those who can't answer Princess, and he's going to build them up on his side of the map. Trainer Nick takes the Executioner in the 3rd round. In my opinion, a huge steal. Executioner, even after its nerf, still a great card. So great pick by Trainer Nick there. Now on to Dino Doof, who's thinking. Dino Doof decides to select the Tombstone. Tombstone, kind of a valuable defensive building, and you'll never be unhappy about it being in your deck. Can fit in almost every deck archetype, just a solid defensive building. And now Gabe, what's up guys, thinking. He has the Knight, he has arrows. What does he want to pair with these two cards? He takes the Minions, knowing they won't be able to be arrowed. Minions very popular now in lots of decks, really. He's thinking about what he wants to pair with the Minions. He decides to take the Inferno Tower. He's trying to set up a pretty defensive deck. Gonna be tough to get through. And now back to Dino Doof. What does he want to? What direction does he want to head in? You know, he has a solid defensive building. He has a solid defensive troop. He's gonna need a win condition at some point. Not necessarily now, but he's thinking. He has a Tornado, so maybe he wants to pair it with something like a Bowler to pull all the troops together. No, he decides instead to take the Dark Goblin. Wants that chip damage at the bridge. Trying to try to take advantage of the Dark Goblin's ridiculously long range, perhaps. Try to take out some furnaces, some defensive buildings, stuff like that. On to Trainer Nick. He's thinking. He's got the Furnace, the Executioner, the Skeleton Army, and now the Archers. That's an intimidating defense to get past. Almost any ground push is going to be eaten up by these. And now, with the air push, almost any air push, I mean, you got the Executioner, you got the Archers, you have the Skeleton Army to distract all ground units. And Trainer Nick is building a deadly deck with these support cards. Now back to Ender. He's thinking, what does he want to pair with his Princess, his Poison, and his Pump? He decides to take the Mini P.E.K.K.A, an interesting pick. Mini P.E.K.K.A has been coming into the meta a bit more recently. And it's going now as early as the 4th round. Ender says it's worth that 4th round pick. I've used to see it drafted in the 7th or 8th round all the time. And Cygnus, with an extremely valuable pick in my opinion. Getting the Bowler in the 4th round is great value. He knows it won't be able to be rocketed as well. And the Bowler Electro Wizard combo on defense is going to be extremely difficult to get past. Swagmaster now does draft the Giant. Gonna go for that classic Giant Musketeer pairing along with this Fireball and Ice Spirit. Gonna try to build a Giant push deck, and we'll see how it ends up turning out. Meanwhile, A Plays Games is thinking. I mean, you can see as we're going through the draft, players have different styles. So Swagmaster picked up his win condition pretty early. He really wants a Giant. He doesn't want to. He wants to commit, sorry, to the Giant. And he doesn't want to risk anyone else getting it. And you see that with the Royal Giant as well from 8 Plays Games, but with someone like Dino Doof, he's waiting, he's going to pick up something later, but he's going for support cards only for now. Same with Trainer Nick. Meanwhile, Top Notch G2 grabs his 1 Elixir Skeletons. I'm surprised they were still on the board in the 4th round, now that there are 4 1 Elixir Skeletons. They're very valuable, especially with Ice Spirit going in the 2nd round. And then Top Notch grabs Cannon. A solid pick at this point in the draft. He wants a building to help on defense against those buildings targeting troops. Meanwhile, A Plays Games with the steal of the draft so far, a Minion Horde in the 5th round. Guys, Minion Horde is very powerful in drafts. Something you have to think about is that only one person has arrows, and then one person is going to have poison, one person is going to have fireball. And when they don't have those in rotation, or they don't even have them in their deck at all, which 3 players are going to have, Minion Horde is going to be extremely powerful, and they can win you draft games on their own with an unanswered Minion Horde over and over again. Meanwhile, Swagmaster is going to draft those guards. He's building a classic Giant push deck, almost similar to those Shanghai Giant poison decks we originally saw with Fireball instead of poison. Cygnus is decides to draft the Graveyard. Interesting, because his only other spell right now is a Rocket, so he's going to want to pair that up maybe with the Freeze later. I'm thinking, because normally with Graveyard you really want that extra supporting spell, probably not the Rocket. Ender is going to draft those Goblins. Maybe he wanted Skeletons, but Goblins were the next best thing on the board. Looking to me like he's going for some sort of Hog deck, the Mekon deck maybe, popularized by the Japanese player, I believe he's Japanese player, Mekon, and it's looking really similar to Ender's deck right now. Anyways, Trainer Nick does decide to draft the Fire Spirits, very good value for the 5th round. I've seen them go as high as a 2nd or 3rd. And he has a lot of splash damage in his deck. He has the Executioner, he's the Fire Spirits, he has the Furnace. If you're playing Minion Horde against him, good luck with that, Anyways, Dino Doof does decide to take the Valkyrie. Guess Dino Doof wants that solid melee troop he can put on range attackers crossing the bridge, and really chop them up, do some splash damage as well. Gabe, what's up, guy, decides to take the Spear Goblins in the 5th round. Feeling like he's going for some kind of cycle deck with the Inferno. And Gabe, what's up, guys, thinking there's 10 seconds left. Meanwhile, as you can see, what's left on the board, scrolling up and down. Gabe, what's up, guy, with 3 seconds left, and he does decide to take the Hog Rider. So he's going to go for those Hog Knight pushes, maybe supported by the Spear Goblins and Minions sometime as well. And he has the Inferno Tower for defense on the counter push. He's got arrows, something like a Minion Horde, Skeleton Army he's going to need to deal with. So looking like kind of a solid deck for Gabe, what's up, guy. And I know he's a very good player, so no matter what, he'll play the deck well. Dino Doof thinks for a while and decides to take the Bomber. Going for a lot of splash damage here. It's pretty interesting. He has now the Valkyrie and the Bomber. So he does need a win condition at some point to round out his deck. We'll see what he's looking for. Trainer Nick does decide to take the Balloon. Now, the real question is, what is he going to put in front of that Balloon? Is he going to grab a Lumberjack? Is he going to grab a Lava Hound? We know Trainer Nick loves Lava Hound Balloon. He plays it on the ladder. Maybe he's going to try to grab a Giant Skeleton or a P.E.K.K.A. We're going to have to see what he's going to pair that Balloon with. Ender decides to take the Ice Wizard. He has those double legendaries. If he was going for Hog like I thought he was, then Gabe, what's up, guy, has stolen his pick, so he has to adapt and decide to take a different win condition. That's the big thing about draft. You can't go in knowing what deck you're going to draft, because if someone else takes the pick you wanted, you have to be able to adapt on the fly. So we'll see how well Ender can do that in this draft. Cygnus is thinking for a while, and he eventually decides to take the Freeze. He wants to make sure he can lock up that freeze so he can freeze hard counters that are placed on his graveyard. That way, his graveyard will only be countered by players who have 2 separate counters to it, one that will be frozen and then one other to place down. Swagmaster now is thinking, decides to take the Tesla, wants help with that air defense. Yes, he wants that defensive building as well, kind of like Top Notch wanted that cannon to pull building targeting troops towards the middle and help out on defense. A plays games now, decides to take the Baby Dragon. He's going to have some RG Baby Dragon, RG Minion Horde pushes coming in. Going to put those air troops behind the Baby Dragon, and that will be very hard for some of his opponents to deal with. Meanwhile, back to Top Notch, he's thinking about what he wants to pair with this Minor 3 Musketeers cycle deck. Yeah, so he kind of has a pretty cheap base. He has a Zap, he has the Skeletons, a Cannon, and the Minor and the 3 Musketeers. And he does decide to take the Mirror, interesting. So he's going to maybe try to mirror his 3 Musketeers, mirror Minor to finish out games. Maybe mirror Skeletons if you can get a lot of value from that. Sometimes you definitely play 2 Elixir for those 4 Skeletons in some clutch situations. You can see what's left on the board. Top Notch YouTube does decide to take the Elite Barbers. I'm surprised they went this late. Elite Barbers are very hard to answer in draft. Only one player has Skeleton Army. Well, a lot of times in regular mode they just get pulled around by Ice Golems everywhere, kited all over the place, but only one other player has an Ice Golem. If you have it, no other players have an Ice Golem. So don't underrate the power of the Elite Barbarians in draft. Abe Plays Games is going to take the Mortar. Interesting, he's going with an RG Mortar deck. And Swagmaster follows up with Inferno Dragon. I really like this pick from Swagmaster. Inferno Dragon is going to be tough to answer for a lot of players, especially behind a tank like a Giant. So a nice pick there by Swagmaster. A good pickup, especially for the 7th round. Cygnus is going to take the Lumberjack. He wants some single target damage. He wants that rage effect, perhaps. Maybe he wants some kind of the Lumberjack charging in as his opponent struggle to answer, but the Lumberjack and the Graveyard at the same time in some scenarios. And so, good pick there from Cygnus. Now over to Ender, who's thinking. He eventually takes the Golem, so he has adapted. That's going to be his win condition, is the Golem. He's going to place a mini P.E.K.K.A behind it. He's going to play some solid defense with his double legendaries, his goblins, and he's going to poison whatever his opponent plays to try to take out the Golem. Trainer Nick is going to take that P.E.K.K.A, and so he is going to be going for P.E.K.K.A Balloon. I like this choice for him just because he has so much splash damage in his deck to help his P.E.K.K.A get to the tower. He can't just, his opponent can't just place a minion horde on top of his P.E.K.K.A with all these fire spirits running around in his deck, both the fire spirits and the furnace, nor with the executioner and the archers shooting them minions down, or any skeletons that are placed down immediately taken out by all the splash damage and fast firing stuff in Trainer Nick's deck. And P.E.K.K.A Balloon can be quite deadly. Dino Doof, meanwhile, takes a giant skeleton. He reveals what win condition he's been going for. Not sure you needed to take that, just a tip. If you really don't think that the next player is going to take the card you want, then take another card, then take the card you were going to take next going back, if that makes sense. So Dino Doof, if you thought Gabe What's Up Guy was not going to take Giant Skeleton, which I personally think, take a card that Gabe What's Up Guy might take, and then take Giant Skeleton on the way back. However, Dino Doof does decide to take that Giant Skeleton, and it's on to Gabe What's Up Guy. He's going to take a Wizard and a Rage. So he's going to try to Rage his Hog Rider, help it get in. Wizard is a great value pick for the end of the 7th round. It's going to be solid against a lot of different cards, against all the swarm cards his opponents can throw at him. Dino Doof, meanwhile, thinking about what he wants his last pick to be. He has 1 second left, and he eventually takes the Barbarians, trying to build a solid defense here. He does have a pretty solid defense. He has the Barbarians, he has the Valkyrie, he has the Mega Minion, Bomber, Tombstone, lots of different options, but I don't know how he's going to get to the tower, He doesn't have any direct damage, and his Giant Skeleton, not the most reliable win condition, especially on its own. Trainer Nick is going to take the Dark Prince. He has a P.E.K.K.A Dark Prince going for him, and even more splash damage. So I really like the way Trainer Nick has built this deck. He has a P.E.K.K.A with lots of support, the Balloon to throw behind it, and lots of splash damage coming in. Those Fire Spirits, the Executioner, the Fire Spirits from the Furnace, and the Dark Prince. Now on to Ender. He's thinking about what he wants to round his deck out with just a few seconds left, and he does decide to take the Prince. Really interesting pick from Ender. He has now 2 chargers, the mini P.E.K.K.A and the Prince, to throw behind his Golem, really test and see if his opponent has good distraction. Cygnus decides to take the Bomb Tower, as we've seen earlier. I think some players usually like to have at least one building in their deck. Pull opposing building targeters into the center. May help both towers shoot at it. Now on to Swagmaster. He's thinking, one card that really surprises me that's still on the board is Barbarian Hut. Barbarian Hut, often an early round pick, extremely solid. It's a great investment play. It's in a decent amount of top decks, so it's actually crazy that it's still available here. Swagmaster takes a Witch, so he's going to try to build up some giant Witch pushes. He has a lot of defense against areas, a Musketeer, Inferno Dragon, Tesla, and Witch, so he can't be worried against any air assaults coming into his base. Abe plays games, takes the Battle Ram, and top-notch YouTube finally finishes off with the Clone. Interesting final pick. He has the Mirror and the Clone. Hey guys, the first match we're going to be watching today is Ender versus Gabe What's Up Guy. And looking forward to this match. Both are very good players. This is a quarterfinal match. So the first round of the tournament. There are only 8 players. So without further ado, let's go into the match. Ender, as you can see, running his Golem Poison deck, and Gabe What's Up Guy is going to be running his Hog Cycle deck with that Inferno Tower for defense. And it'll be interesting to see how Ender's Golem matches up with Gabe's Inferno Tower. Can Ender get that key push through? Ender uses his Goblin Cycle to his Collector as Gabe makes a safe play of a Wizard in the back. But can Gabe punish Ender for that Collector? He's going to go for it. The Hog, the Knight, the Wizard come in. The mini P.E.K.K.A comes down from Ender. It's going to kill the Knight. Will it get a hit on the Hog? It barely gets a hit on the Hog with very low health. But meanwhile, the Wizard's coming in. The Wizard's going to do a lot of damage if Ender doesn't stop it. He has nothing in his hand to stop it. And the Wizard takes down Ender's tower to 500 health. Very well played by Gabe What's Up Guy, punishing Ender for that Elixir pump. Now Ender's going to try to translate his Elixir lead into a big Golem push. Starts out with the golem in the back. Meanwhile, a failed spear goblins from Gabe was up guy. I mean, I guess it stopped the ice wizard, but ice wizard still got one shot off. It doesn't do that much damage anyway, so I wouldn't do that. Anyways, Ender comes in. The golem, he sends a prince behind. He's gonna poison as well. Can Gabe stop the prince? He gets the knight down. The knight's gonna do a nice job stopping the prince, but the prince will have a bit of health left, and the spear goblins come down. Well played from Gabe to stop that prince, but he spent a lot of elixir. Now Ender has his pump in his hand again. Is he gonna pump up one more time? He's gonna get the ice wizard down to stop those minions, then get the pump down. Yes. So Ender, with a big elixir advantage, they have about the same elixir, but notice that Ender has the pump on the board, and Gabe, no pump in sight. Ender thinking about what he wants to play next. He's going to get the mini P.E.K.K.A down, stop the hog. Going to get one shot off. So his tower down to 300 health, but Gabe's only spell is arrows, so he probably will have to get at least another hog swing down. Ender's going to start out with a golem in the back again. How's he going to stop that knight and that wizard? He chose not to poison the wizard in the tower earlier. He's going to get a princess down. And is he going to... Wow, the wizard barely doesn't splash the tower. If the wizard had splashed the tower there, Gabe would definitely have that. But doesn't splash the tower. Well played by Ender. Now he's going to have a mini P.E.K.K.A and a prince coming in. Does Gabe have enough distraction in his deck to stop both the mini P.E.K.K.A and the prince and the poison? The knight comes down, but the knight's going to get shredded by all that DPS, and the mini P.E.K.K.A gets in for Ender. And the mini P.E.K.K.A, wow, it doesn't quite finish the tower, but now he's a prince charging in, and the prince is going to take it. And meanwhile, Gabe has to get a hog swing and an arrows off to finish off, but the hog's getting slowed by the ice wizard, and the goblins are doing damage as Ender pumps up again. And he doesn't quite get it. Gabe sending the oops. The arrows is going to do not quite enough damage with 8 health left. Ender's going to take this game. An exciting first round match, and Ender is moving on to the semifinals while Gabe heads to the losers bracket. Hey, so now we're going to be looking at the next game is going to be the finals of the winner bracket. We're skipping the semifinals. Ender has made it to the finals, and he's going up against Trainer Nick, a member of the Draft Royale Championship, another fantastic player. To see who wins the winners bracket, and we'll face the winner of the losers bracket at the end. Let's get right into it. So Ender playing this golem deck, and Trainer Nick playing the P.E.K.K.A deck. So if Trainer Nick can do well and counter that golem with the P.E.K.K.A properly, I think Trainer Nick should have the advantage. Trainer Nick's going to start out with a furnace, a classic investment play, and Ender's going to play that ice wizard down, stopping those fire spirits. Ender is going to decide to pump, it looks like. He's thinking about it, and he does put the pump down. He puts it down in the back because he knows that, I think he knows that Trainer Nick doesn't have, like, a rocket to punish him or anything. Trainer Nick's going to put the Dark Prince down, and the Prince comes down to stop the Dark Prince, but does Ender have anything to stop the balloon? He doesn't have anything in his hand. All he has in his deck that hits air are the Princess and the Ice Wizard. That balloon's going to do a lot of damage. And there goes Ender's tower. Wow. The balloon's so powerful if you don't have a proper response to it. And Ender, not looking too hot in this game so far. He's thinking, he's leaking a lot of elixir. He's thinking about what he wants to play. He finally plays the golem down. So the golem's going to be slow pushed by Ender. But remember, Trainer Nick does have the P.E.K.K.A. Trainer Nick uses the Executioner to take out the Princess. Prince is going to come in behind, and the P.E.K.K.A comes down from Trainer Nick. It's going to shred that golem. It has so much health. Can absorb plenty of Prince shots. And it doesn't even need to absorb Prince shots. He has a Skeleton Army for that. So very well played by Trainer Nick. Flawless defense. And now he has like a half health P.E.K.K.A coming in as well. He uses the Fire Spirits to take out that Princess. The P.E.K.K.A is going to one-shot this Ice Wizard. Ender really wants to get that pump down, it looks like. But not looking like he's going to be able to. And wow, the balloon's going to come in. Does Ender have anything? He has the Ice Wizard. The balloon's still going to get at least one shot off. That's one. Will it get two? It barely does not. The Ice Wizard slows it down enough. And Ender is going to pump up with just under a minute remaining. He knows that he needs the elixir advantage in order to get a big push on Trainer Nick. Ender is going to start out with another golem. He decides to place it up a little higher this time, probably because if he placed it all the way in the back, it wouldn't get to Trainer Nick's tower in time. Trainer Nick setting up the furnace to pull the golem into the middle. Setting up the archers on defense as well, but giving Ender a valuable poison. Nice poison from Ender there. The Dark Prince coming in from Trainer Nick, and he's cycling back to his P.E.K.K.A for defense again. The P.E.K.K.A comes down, and the Skeleton Army, just such a... We talked about this during the draft, and Trainer Nick's defense is just impenetrable, guys. It's insane. Especially against a tank deck. He has the P.E.K.K.A, he has the Skeleton Army, he has the Furnace to pull it to the middle. And Ender is going to do some damage to Trainer Nick's tower, but not really nearly enough to take this game. And the Balloon comes in from Trainer Nick again. Ice Wizard and Princess, we're going to stop it, but it doesn't matter. Trainer Nick takes the W there, and Trainer Nick is the winner of the winner's bracket, so he is not lost yet. So whoever comes out of the loser's bracket is going to have to beat him twice in a row, because remember, you have to have 2 losses before you're out. But we'll see who comes out victorious of that loser's bracket. Hey, in this match, we're going to see Gabe What's Up Guy going up against Ghostly Dino. This is the semifinals of the loser's bracket, so whoever wins this is going to face Ender in the finals of the loser's bracket to challenge Trainer Nick, try to beat him twice in a row and take the crown. So without further ado, let's get into the game. Gabe What's Up Guy running his Hog Cycle deck, and Ghostly Dino is running the deck we saw during the draft, which is very stellar on defense, we thought, but has a lot of weakness in terms of getting to his opponent's tower. But he does use his Dark Goblin to get some quick chip damage there. If he can consistently get that chip damage, it's going to be good for him. But how is he going to stop this Hog Rider? He gets the Barbarians down, but the Hog Rider is still going to get 2 swings. Not a successful block there. So Gabe What's Up Guy takes the lead in damage, and he's going to get so much value on these minions. Ghostly Dino has no way to take out the minions fully. He could Tornado them, but it wouldn't kill the minions. The minions just kill the Valkyrie and Barbarians. What value from Gabe What's Up Guy? Well played. Ghostly Dino is going to use that giant skeleton to pull away the minions, holding the tornado in hand, but the Inferno Tower is going to come down from Gabe What's Up Guy. Stop that giant skeleton in its tracks. Gabe What's Up Guy going for some chip damage with the Spear Goblins, but stopped by Ghostly Dino very nicely with the Tombstone and a Bomber. So we may have overspent there. Hey, What's Up Guy gets a Knight down to stop the Bomber. Knight, such a solid troop to just place down on those range units coming across the bridge, and he builds up the Hog Rider, Knight, and Wizard push. But what a tornado by Ghostly Dino! He pulls it all together, and for the Valkyrie to kill, but the Hog barely gets through still, and Ghostly Dino is crying. A lot of damage from Gabe What's Up Guy down there with the Hog, 2 Hog kits, and the arrows. And I really liked that tornado from Ghostly Dino. Creative play, pulling all the troops into his Valkyrie so she could shred them. Ghostly Dino going to start with that giant skeleton in the back. As Gabe What's Up Guy goes for yet more chip damage. He's really it's really all adding up, down to 1,080 health. Ghostly Dino needs a connection soon. Ghostly Dino is going to place his Barbarians in front in an attempt to stop the Inferno Tower from locking on, but the Inferno Tower locks on anyway. Misplayed there. He's going to tornado it to try to get the bomb onto the tower, but I don't think it's quite close enough, and it isn't. A valiant effort there, though. And Gabe What's Up Guy tries to pre-arrow the Dark Goblin, I guess, but he misses. And the Hog gets one hit again. Wow. Keeps getting just 1 hit over and over again. And I don't know about that giant skeleton at the river. Might be a bit too aggressive from Ghostly Dino. We might be getting anxious. Another Inferno comes down. Double Inferno from Gabe What's Up Guy. Giant skeleton has no chance of getting through that. Gabe What's Up Guy again going to place that Wizard. Going to put Hog in front of it. Maybe minions to support. The minions come out. And Ghostly Dino throwing the good game. The Rage. Oh, but the Tornado is going to pull it back. A nice tornado there from Ghostly Dino. Very well played. And Ghostly Dino, again, going to start with that giant skeleton. He places it a bit farther up than all the way in the back. Interesting choice. Gabe What's Up Guy? Maybe he's starting an arrow cycle here. He arrows nothing. Meanwhile, Ghostly Dino is going to play that Dark Goblin to help do work on the Inferno, as well as the Mega Minion. Barbarians are going to come down, but the Wizard will clean this up. Look at how much value this Wizard is going to get. It shreds the Barbarians. Ghostly Dino with the Tornado, interesting. And forces Gabe What's Up Guy to play the Spear Goblins as well. And here comes a Tombstone, does get down in time from Ghostly Dino. And will the Hog get any swings? It gets 1 swing, almost 2 swings. Ghostly Dino needs to get something on this push. And he's pushing in, but wow, the Inferno Tower just shreds the giant skeleton every time. And Ghostly Dino is in dire straits here. He needs to get a stop, and then he needs to get some damage. Wow, he sends a giant skeleton in, and look, Gabe What's Up Guy does not have the Inferno Tower in rotation. Ghostly Dino's going to try to use the tornado to get the giant skeleton bomb onto the tower. I don't know if it's close enough. It's really close. I think it is. Wow, the wizard pulled it away. Oh, it's so close. Oh, wow. That bomb barely doesn't do enough damage. But Ghostly Dino, meanwhile, going for another defense. He has a good defense on the hog there. Gabe What's Up Guy still needs 2 more arrows if he's going to try to arrow cycle him out. The giant skeleton is going to come down again. The dark goblin is going to come down to do work on the inferno. The mega minion is getting some hits on it. Giant skeleton hitting it. The inferno tower isn't going to take it down in time. The arrows come down. All Gabe What's Up Guy needs is 2 more arrows. But Ghostly Dino is going to use a tornado. And the giant skeleton bomb is going to hit the tower. Is it going to do enough damage? I honestly do not know how much damage a giant skeleton bomb does. I don't think it's enough. We'll see. Oh, not quite enough. 240 health left. But props to Ghostly Dino for getting that giant skeleton to the tower. Touched such a hard task. And he almost takes that win. But Gabe What's Up Guy is going to end up with the W. Great game there from both players. Congrats to Gabe What's Up Guy. He's going to move on to face Ender in the finals of the losers bracket. Moving on to the finals of the losers bracket, we're going to be watching a rematch of the first round, Ender against Gabe. That game went down to 8 HP. Will this one be as close? Who will win it? Will it be Ender? Will it be Gabe? We're starting out here. What is going to be the opening play from each of these guys? They're both thinking. Neither of them have selected a card yet. Gabe selects the Spear Goblins. He's going to go for the chip damage. Will Ender stop it? He does get down the Goblins. Well played by Ender. Now he's hovering over the Princess. Maybe going to go for some chip damage as well. He actually decides to put the Princess in the back. Interesting. I guess he's thinking with his Golem deck, it's not really about chip damage. It's about getting a big push, and doesn't always need to go for that Princess chip at the bridge. The Prince is going to come down. The Prince is going to charge at that Knight and do well against it, and meanwhile tank those Wizard shots. Nice Prince by Ender, and he does cycle to his pump eventually. A value arrows though by Gabe. He clips the Ice Wizard while hitting the Princess and the tower, so nice arrows there. And now Ender is going to pump up here. Never mind, he actually does not pump up. He puts down the mini packet to stop the hog. Smart play by Ender there. He sensed that he was about to get punished if he put down the pump. So he waited until that hog came out. Now he plays the pump while he knows Gabe can't punish him. Very nice by Ender. The Knight now slowly walking to its death as Ender hovers over the Princess. Is he going to go for chip this time? And notice actually, we have a similar situation last game. Ender actually about tied with Gabe on Elixir, maybe even ahead, and he has Elixir pump down as well. So Ender already extremely early in the game with a huge Elixir advantage. He's going to need that to help him push past Gabe's Inferno Tower again. Wow, he leaked a bit of Elixir there while trying to decide what card to play. Ender was thinking for a while, and now he's going to play the Prince. The Prince is going to charge at that hog. Will the hog get any swings? I don't think so, while being slowed by the Ice Wizard and being hit by the Prince. Well played by Ender. He's going to rush the other side with Goblins as well, then pump up immediately. Again, smart playing by Ender. He knows that Gabe's hog is out of cycle, so he just pumps up as soon as he can. Knows Gabe can't really punish him without the hog in his hand. Ender's thinking about whether to play the Golem or not. He's going to start out with the Princess. They're both saying good game. I think they know that since Ender is such a big Elixir advantage, it's very likely he'll be able to take it home. But, never count anyone out in these drafts. I've seen so many crazy things happen. We almost saw Dino have an insane comeback last game. The mini pick is going to come down from Ender. He wants to make sure the hog does not shred his tower. But on the other side, meanwhile, a Golem Prince Ice Wizard push coming in. The Prince is going to come down to chip at that Inferno Tower, and Ender is hovering another Golem, a Golem at the bridge from Ender, and now Gabe does not have an Inferno Tower in rotation. The Prince is going to come down behind, and I don't see anything Gabe can do to stop this push. He just has such an Elixir disadvantage. The pumps from Ender were really key in this matchup and helping him build up these huge pushes. Goes right past Gabe. And Gabe still doesn't cycle to his Inferno Tower because his cycle is so too slow for a traditional hog cycle deck, and Ender just has so much more Elixir than him. Gabe is giving up. Ender's going to 3-crown him. Well played by Ender. He really figured out that matchup after the first time, barely winning, and this time he really crushes Gabe. And Ender looked invincible there, but can he defeat Trainer Nick twice in a row to take the championship? We'll see next. Guys, this is it. The final series of the first casual draft on my channel, Trainer Nick against Ender. Whoever wins this will be the first winner. Ender needs to win twice in a row, remember, because he has already dropped one game, actually to Trainer Nick as well. Trainer Nick only needs to win one game. This is a double elimination tournament. Trainer Nick just needs to win one of the next 2 games. So without further ado, let's head into the match. We've seen both of their decks. Trainer Nick just shut down Ender this time. Has Ender learned? We saw Ender learn the matchup very well against Gabe. The first match, it was very close, but the second match, he totally demolished him. Will Ender pull a similar trick here and learn the matchup as he goes against Trainer Nick, do better, or will he just get demolished by Trainer Nick again? We will have to see. Ender pumps up, he cycles to his pump, he's going to use his princess to chip away against that furnace and shut down the fire spirits. The Dark Prince Loon comes out from Trainer Nick. Last time we saw Ender not able to take care of the loon. He protects his princess though this time, and the ice wizard plus the princess I think is going to stop that loon from getting a hit. It's so close. Is it going to get a hit? Not quite. Very well played by Ender. Last time we just saw the first balloon wreck him. This time he learns. He stops the first balloon, and a good sign for Ender early on. He does have a pump down. He's going to need a lot of pumps up to get any golem pushes past Trainer Nick's P.E.K.K.A. And now Ender has cycled to another pump. Will he play it down when he hits 10 elixir? He does have a princess on the field, and he has a huge elixir advantage, you can see. He has 2 pumps up. Trainer Nick is going to get that furnace down, and it's not looking as good for Trainer Nick as it looked last time. He's allowing Ender to get these pumps up, get in rhythm without punishing him with the balloon. And Ender has the poison, which is going to deal very well with Trainer Nick's furnace. It's looking so much better for Ender. What's Trainer Nick's play now? Is he going to go for another Dark Prince soon? He does. Oh, right as Ender plays the golem. Wow. And we saw earlier, Ender always wait to play his investment plays like his elixir pump, his golem, until his opponent's punish was out of hand. But this time, he makes a mental mistake here. He plays the golem while Trainer Nick has a balloon in hand to punish him. And Ender really suffers from that. There goes his tower. But Trainer Nick now has a golem coming right at him. He places the P.E.K.K.A. down, but the golem's already going to get the death damage on the tower. And the prince and the goblins are going to do a lot of damage. He sends a mini P.E.K.K.A. in as well. And wow, the P.E.K.K.A. just has so much health. Look at that. It just doesn't die. But Ender, wow, going aggressive in the other lane with the golem. And he's going to put the prince behind as well. Is he going to get the poison down too? Ender really showing off his elixir advantage here. The poison's going to come down on the skeleton army. Well played by Ender. And can Trainer Nick stop this prince? He's trying to get a P.E.K.K.A. down, but he doesn't quite get it down in time. The prince is P.E.K.K.A. is going to push the prince off, but not before it gets some hits off. And Ender going for the punish again with a mini P.E.K.K.A. The mini P.E.K.K.A. is going in. He's going to get at least 1 hit off. And the prince, wow, Ender is going so hard, pushing his elixir advantage for everything it's worth. The prince is coming down. The poison comes down from Ender. Wow, the poison is going to stop that skeleton army. The prince is going to turn around. Is it going to finish off that tower? And it does. Wow, so close. Ender ties it up. We're going into overtime. Insane comeback. You see what those elixir pumps can do. And wow, I don't know if I agree with this play from Ender. He continues the aggression, but he's lost his elixir advantage, I think. And I don't think that's going to work too well. Wow, the mini P.E.K.K.A. and the prince and the poison, he's being so aggressive. I think he's throwing away his any elixir advantage he's still left. If I were him, I would have pumped up, knowing that I figured out how to stop the balloon as long as I have princess and ice wizard in my hand. And wow, the ice wizard and the princess come down. I have no idea how this interaction goes. Do an ice wizard and a princess stop? Wow, it barely stops the balloon. And if I were Ender, I think I just made a mistake there. You need to put the princess farther away so that it doesn't die from that balloon death damage. That's 3 elixir gone off the board. 3 elixir mistake. And Ender now is going to support that mini P.E.K.K.A. with a poison and the goblins. And I don't know, man. I think he might be going too aggressive. But he does have Trainer Nick's health down to 600 health. Sorry, Trainer Nick's tower down to 600 health. Anyways, Trainer Nick coming in with a balloon again. Can Ender stop it? There are 2 towers shooting at it. And wow, the ice wizard and the princess are just doing work for Ender. And he's hovering the golem. Is he going to put the golem down? He does. He puts the golem down. Can Trainer Nick prevent this golem from getting death damage on the tower? He places the P.E.K.K.A. up high, and I think this P.E.K.K.A. is going to stop it. Trainer Nick hovers poison. He gets the poison down. Sorry, Ender hovers poison. He gets the poison down. The golem death damage shreds that furnace. But oh my goodness, I don't agree with this prince. I think Ender is getting a bit anxious, going a bit aggressive. All he needs to do is defend and get 2 more poisons. He needs to defend and get 2 more poisons. But I think he just gave up the elixir lead there. And wow, he has so much stuff coming on his side now. Can he stop all of it? He gets the ice wizard. He gets the princess down. But I don't think he can stop the dark prince. And Ender, I think, threw away that game there, being a bit too aggressive near the end. Wow. Such a close game. Very exciting. Trainer Nick is going to take it. Trainer Nick is the first champion of the Casual Draft series on my channel. I hope all you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. If not, let me know what I could do better in the comment section below. And wow, congratulations to Trainer Nick. Such a close final game. I'm really glad that we ended on that exciting note. 2 great players going at it. And Ender really learning from that first matchup and giving us an extremely close final match. See you guys next time, and I really appreciate it if you watch this whole video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.